What's going on? Welcome back to Real World Tool Reviews. And it feels like fall outside. It's August 13th, and man, it just can't be any nicer than it is in the great state of North Carolina today. Um, the heat is not over, but we're getting a break, so that's always nice. I'm having a great day. It's just beautiful outside, and I have some great tool finds for you. Today was more of my style of a tool haul. I've lately been spending, $60, $80 at these estate sales. I did get a drill press, and I did get a belt sander, and I did get a lot of really great stuff last week. I spent $68 last week, and today was more like it. Everything you see is going to be a total of $30, and I got some really great stuff. So this looks kind of like last week, a basket with some stuff in it, and that's because it came from the exact same sale. They had a 50% off sale this weekend because there was still a bunch of stuff they wanted to get rid of. And I got some great stuff, and this basket and what's in it, I paid $10 for. And that's more kind of how I like to roll. Like, I don't mind spending some money for some good tools, but I'm cheap. That's why I do this. I like to get good stuff for cheap. And I feel really successful today. So let's get into this. This stuff, some of it just spoke to me. And I didn't see any of this stuff the last time I rummaged through everything. But this hammer, it just spoke to me. It's got a fiberglass handle. It's the brand is Bluegrass, and this is the same brand as this square that I got last week at the same place, Bluegrass, made in the USA. It is super good feeling stuff. This is just a nice hammer. I don't love a curved claw hammer, but just for having around the shop the curved claw is better for pulling nails and stuff, but it's got a good grip on it. I really like that grip. It's just a solid hammer, and better than any of the curved claw hammers I have. And it just spoke to me, and I said, "You're gonna come to my shop. You're gonna be mine." And what also was in there that I figured I'd pick up that I've been really kind of needing is just a hammer loop to put on my belt. I'm gonna stick it in my carpentry kit, and use it. And it's a nice made in USA leather, CLC, custom leathercraft. It'll go right on my belt and be a good little thing to have. So I thought that was great. For $10, this is a great haul for me. This is my favorite kind, really. Cheap and awesome. Some more carpentry stuff that I wanted to get. Some great here's one of those ice picks, little ice poker things. You see these at estate sales all the time, but I figured I'd get this to use as an awl, throw in my carpentry kit. And then this right here, I actually had this exact utility knife in my eBay watch list. Somebody's trying to sell it for like $15 or something right now. I like a fixed blade utility knife. And this is just a beautiful Stanley number 199. You got to use a screwdriver to open this. There's blades inside of it. I've already put blades in it. And if you really are using a utility knife a lot, it is awesome to have a fixed blade. This blade does not move at all, and you don't ever have to worry about it pushing back in like on the retractable ones. If you've used one a lot, you know that can happen sometimes. And then I had this laying around from another tool haul a long time ago, and I'm going to put this in my carpentry kit just like this. And the tandem of these things, I'm not going to have this hammer, but my main hammer. So if I'm really going to be doing a lot of like trim carpentry, which I do, y'all know I do that a lot, I'll have these on my belt. Perfect. That's going to be awesome. I love when I can find good solutions, And then there's some pliers here. Here are, before I go to the pliers, here's some more stuff kind of like what I just found there, just showed you. Here's just another little flathead to add to the collection. I just love little tiny flatheads, and this is just a little cool one. And then here's another awl. And this is just a neat old wooden one. Doesn't have a brand name on it. It's just something that I can tell that this guy used in his wood shop all the time. And I figured I'd continue its life with me in my shop. And then here's a bladesmith, another good utility knife. I have this is a made in USA one. I have a Harbor Freight one that I use. And this one is a much better mechanism. I actually kind of like this one a lot better. So those flat ones come in handy for scraping stickers off of windows and all kinds of like caulking and whatever. So that's a good find there. Like I love stuff like this. Stuff like this really is great to just have in the shop. And like if you buy stuff like this at Harbor Freight, it's just not as nice. And I like having this old school kind of leather and wood tools that are really just great to have around, you know. Awesome to just have around in the shop. And this is just a little cheap whatever square plastic little angle measurer. Forget what those are called. But I got some good little screwdrivers. Another little pocket screwdriver. I just can't resist them whenever I find them in good shape. This one has a real good head on it. Pin controls. Throw it in the pile. And then a little number 0 Craftsman screwdriver. Don't have one quite like that. And then here's something I didn't need, but it's like basically a brand new number 3 Phillips. It's just dirty. You know, Craftsman Western Forge one. Just a great one that I am going to throw in the truck. A lot of stuff on my truck, like the big Phillips screws for like different things on the outside of my truck are number 3 Phillips. Here's the only wrench I got. A Mac 11/16. Awesome. I can clean it up. Perfect. I love Mac wrenches. I have a 3/8. I've got a small collection now that I'm going to work on a set of Mac wrenches. Got my big 1-inch one. Got a 3/8. Now I got an 11/16. We're getting there. The most fun thing about this is just slowly building the sets, you know. I got just a Stanley punch, Stanley USA made center punch. Good to have. And then I thought these were really cool to have in the shop. These kind of tweezers that push, they stay closed and open like this, and then they squeeze together when you let go of them. So stuff like this is just handy to have around sometimes. And then this clamp is really cool. It's going to come in handy doing some woodworking stuff in here. And it's just a really nice pony made in the USA, like 3-way clamp for holding, 3 sides together. Clamps like this really come in handy, and I don't have any, so this was actually a really good find, $10 for this stuff. Like I would pay $10 for this clamp right here. And the last few things are these 3 pliers. You know how I always say, like, if you saw this pair of pliers, you would just say, well, that's just a shitty pair of pliers and move on. But me, I just take another look. Now these yellow-handled pair, I don't know what brand name they are. They don't have a name on them or whatever, but they just feel really good. And I love this kind of tongue and groove, like this size. They just feel good. And I bet you they're like an old Klein pair or something. They just feel really solid. They don't feel like some junk. They feel like some American-made good ones. And I'll throw these somewhere, and they will be a good pair to have around. And then this pair I like this size of needle nose. It's not going to be perfect. It's got pitting, but I can clean it up and maybe put some better handles on it. These are Utica. And Utica pliers are awesome. I love when I can find them. So I'll try and clean those up. And then this is maybe the best find of the whole lot here, is this channel lock pair of needle nose pliers. These will clean up good. The tips are in pretty good shape, a little bit splayed out, but I think I can pretty much get them pretty perfect. And this is back when Channel Lock really did a good job of stamping their name on. So this is going to be restored and beautiful. Really, a really nice pair of needle nose pliers. Once I got it fixed up, it's going to be maybe one of my main ones. And then the basket. My girl loves baskets. So that right there, $10, not bad at all. And then here, I found some awesome shit right here. This is $20 right here. I went to another sale. I've been to this sale before. It's a place where a lady has little estate sales. She has a few houses and she'll sell it all at once in her little store out in the country. And she always has good tools in there, and she never knows anything about it. So she'll just look at the stuff and count like, okay, $10 or $20. So, and I always get something Snap-on there. She's always got a vintage Snap-on item somewhere in there. So I kind of call her the Snap-on lady. So there is a Snap-on item. But this right here, I went ahead and picked up this set. Now it's a Bon E-Con. I don't really know what that is, but it's a full, almost full set. I think it's missing one or two sizes. Or actually, I think it's got all the sizes up to 13/16. Well, I don't know. That one only goes up to 3/4, but anyway, it's all these Bon E-Con. They're made in the USA, so they're not bad sockets. I might not keep the sockets in here. I think I'm going to just take this sticker off. This is just a really good case for a compact little 3/8 set. So it's got all these, like some of these sockets are really in bad shape. This one, I don't think this is even one of those Bon E-Cons. There's a couple like Japan ones in here. The Bon E-Cons are actually in great shape. Some of the other ones aren't. But it had, first of all, this really cool ratchet in it. I've always wanted one of these. I've seen them a couple times and not bought them and regretted it. This is just a Proto 3/8 ratchet, and it's in really good shape. And I just like these older ratchets, but it functions awesome. I mean, it's just a good one to have in the collection, and it's a thin head. It's actually kind of a neat one to use in the shop, and it works. It works perfect. I love the knurled grip. Just a cool Proto ratchet. But I might take all these sockets out of here and put some really nice like vintage sockets in here as I collect them, and just have like a neat little set. It has some extensions, Bon E-Con. This universal adapter is actually really good. It's tight. It stays where you put it. It's not floppy yet, and those floppy once they get floppy, they're just garbage. But I love those universal ones. I use them all the time, so that's good. But look how compact this box is. It's actually a good little set for a 3/8 set. So I'm going to make this into a good vintage set and keep it maybe in my truck or something like that. But I was really happy to get that. And then I scored on Allen wrenches. This is a full set of metric. Doesn't have any missing. Bondhus, made in the USA. Ball end ones. I have some new ones of these, but this is just a good set of metric ones that are in perfect shape, just to have extra laying around somewhere in the truck or in the shop or whatever. Awesome set of those. I love those Bondhus ones. And then here's a big folding set. This is awesome for breaker terminals and stuff like that. This one's actually metric though, so probably won't use it for breaker terminals. But this is, an Eklund Chicago, Illinois, made in the USA. Just a really solid, good folding set of Allen keys, in great shape. And just a steal for what I paid for all this stuff. And then here is a Allen brand, Jack key, Hartford, Connecticut, standard size set. And it's in great shape. A couple of them are a little twisted, but whatever. I just threw it in there. So, man, I scored on some Allen keys. You can't have enough of these. Just throw them everywhere. You're putting together some furniture. You're taking you're taking something apart. You're putting something together. You just got to have them everywhere. So I love that. Couple little Craftsman pin punches, and these are gonna go well with my set. I don't have any quite that small of these punches. I have this full set of these red ones that I got a while ago, and they go down to a little bit smaller than this one. So these tiny ones will add to that Craftsman collection. And man, I am just I've got punches for days now, all the different and really good ones. Here is a wrench that it's a Bonnie 5/8 by 11/16, and what's great about that is it's going to add to this set of this style that I have of these kind of like midgety kind of double box ends. I've got a snap-on 1/2 inch by 9/16. I got a 3/8 by 7/16 Bonnie, and this 11/16 by 5/8 Bonnie one. So these kind are actually really good to have. I've used them a couple times, and I just really like them. So that's adding to that set. And right here is a Husky. I don't think this is even made in the USA. It's got a 15/16 Craftsman USA socket on it, but I just like this ratchet. I used to have one exactly like this. I don't think it's made in the USA Husky, but it's still a good Husky ratchet. What I love about it is it's got this thumb wheel on it. I used to have one just like it, and I used it all the time, and I don't know what happened to it. So I got this one, and I just love this ratchet for some reason. It kind of like when I saw this, I was like, damn, that's just like my old one. And I hated that I lost my old one. So I'm really happy to have this one. And then I got this SK Wayne 3/8 extension that is very rusty, that will clean up fine, and it'll be beautiful. And it'll be a good extension to have. And then the finale, snap-on 3/8 ratchet, the F70N. It's a little beat up. It's got that on it, and there's a couple like another. I don't know what these crosses are about. Somebody did something to it, but it still works great. It's not a very fine tooth ratchet. It's an older style, but it works. It just works, and it's got like the oil port or whatever. This one, I can take this apart and grease it up, and it'll just be a great little ratchet to have. I mean, I just love vintage snap-on, and this is an awesome, awesome ratchet. It just really is. Like, this stuff will all clean up, and I hate that these crosses are put into it. It's got some marks or whatever, but I just think it's awesome to have this little 3/8 ratchet. So I might, like, when I have I'm working on my snap-on 3/8 socket collection. I haven't found any in a while, but I have some. So maybe I'll put this ratchet in there with them and try to fill this out with snap-on stuff, because that'd be awesome. And man, I can take this apart and lube it up too. This is actually a very smooth Proto ratchet. So I'm really just stoked about these 3/8 ratchets. I'm like really happy about them, even though they're nothing crazy. But anytime you can find a snap-on ratchet, I mean, that's good. I could probably sell this on eBay for $30-40 all day long. So that is just a great haul of tools. And it's really more what I like, which is cheap stuff, you know. That is an awesome, awesome haul for me for $30. I just couldn't be happier, you know. And a lot of this stuff is going to go straight into my tool bag, straight into service. You know, like I'll clean up these needle nose and use them right away. Um, and like I'm just I'm just stoked to have this little setup. That's just great. So anyway, it's a beautiful day. Everybody enjoy the beautiful weather. If it's as beautiful where you are as it is here, get out there and enjoy it. But everybody have a great rest of your Saturday, and God bless. Thanks for watching.